Hello, hello. I wanted to address a topic that I think is really important in regards to running a business, but also just living your life, more or less. It's a question about vacation. So uh, I'm making this video because I'm going to be on vacation for the next 2 weeks starting tonight. And the trainings that I do weekly at my practice, I wanted to still provide something. And I think this is a really good opportunity to go into the topic of rest and vacation in a specific way while also supplementing some of the work that I would normally be doing on my off weeks. So really the question here that has been pretty, for me, revolutionary for my life and has been very helpful, especially since getting married with personal life and business, is asking the question of what is the point of the vacation? What is the point of the time away? What are we trying to accomplish? It's been extremely important for me, actually. So how I would break this down, and some of the questions that I ask, feel free just to pause. I'm not going to take a lot of moments to have consideration space. So pause is needed and play is needed. The question of what is the point? I'll use this as an example, my own experience. For the next 2 weeks, I'll be out of town taking my consistent time off every year that I've been doing for about 3-4 years now at the end of the calendar year. Now, the point of this for me is to remove myself from work about as much as I realistically can, which is traditionally has been 100%. I don't really work, all things considered. You know, we can get into the exception points, but the idea is no work, and in a lot of ways, I have this muted and on Do Not Disturb for a lot of my time, my phone. And my point of these vacations is to relax and rest and be around family, people I love. And that is my number one priority. It's not working. It's not catching up on reading. It's not going to the gym, and it's not going on adventures even. It's being with people. Now, much of what I just said can still happen. I'll still probably read. I don't plan to be going to the gym. I'm taking a break for my body, but I brought stuff to maybe go rock climbing, or if I'm around people that are like, hey, I want to go to the gym, I'm like, sure, I'll come with. But the goal is family. Maybe they want to go on an adventure, go travel a little bit within the traveling, and we're thinking about taking a day trip somewhere. Great, as long as I am spending time with family and resting. So being pretty diligent to get a lot of sleep in, to relax and not engage with anything that I know to be stressful. And I ask this question about any time off that I take. So even if it's just a couple days, I'm saying, what's the point of this trip? What's the point? And being married, that also can include the question of what is the point of this for us as a family? So there might be certain trips that the point is actually more centered on what my wife needs. Great. So now that might then affect, do I work at all or not? And very often where I'm sitting right now is actually with family. Well, not in the room, but I often come here and I work for like 3 of the days that I visit, and I take off the next 3, usually 2.5, and works great. So I do a little bit of work because I want to get away and be around family. So the question that my wife and I will ask a lot is, what are we trying to accomplish during this trip? So her and I will probably ask that again tomorrow while we're driving, is what do we want out of this trip? And we answer individually. And the individual answer can be a question, or it can be an answer that connects both of us. So it could be, here's what I want out of it, and this is what I would like from us. That counts. So for me tomorrow, that answer will be, I just want to relax and I don't want to do a ton. We're going to be with her family, so I will also probably give an answer along the lines of, I want you to feel like you get the time you need with family. So that might include we do less, her and I. It might include me trying to be a little bit more sacrificial in terms of stuff that I wouldn't normally do so that we can do stuff with her family. And the opposite is usually true when we're visiting my family. And that's how we approach it. And she'll give me an answer. This is what I want out of that time. Great. And we clarify that. And this is important with especially personal life decisions. in terms of family travel, and even traveling with friends. What are we all expecting? Because if I say, hey, we're going on vacation, for someone that might mean I'm relaxing and resting, or we're going to a cabin or a lake and just chilling. And someone else, it might be, we're going here for a week and I have 10 different things that we're going to do the whole time we're there, and it might be exhausting for the other people in the group. So understanding what the point of the vacation is. Is it rest? Is it adventure? Is there a lot of travel? Are we going to stay busy? Are we not? I've had very structured trips that I've taken where there's actually some rigidity to it, like we got to be here at this time. And I've taken other trips where I literally shut my phone off for like 3 days straight. And all of that is great. It just depends on what you need. So starting by asking yourself that question, and if you're listening along and want to utilize that, think about the upcoming holiday of Christmas. If you're watching this at a later date or coming back to it, whatever is coming up, personal vacation or holiday, ask yourself, what is the goal? What is the intention of this time away? And as a reminder, it doesn't necessarily mean time off work, but you're just saying, I'm leaving my normal day to day. Why? And don't just say, well, I'm going on vacation, I'm going to visit family. But what's the point? Like, what do you want? When you return home, what has to happen for you to say, that was exactly what I wanted it to be? Or that's exactly what it needed to be? What has to happen? I ask this question on a weekly basis. I take Saturdays off, really Friday nights through Saturday. And I take it as a Sabbath day and I rest. And a question I often ask myself is, on Sunday, what do I need to accomplish this week so that I can rest? I don't think about what is my checklist for the week. I think what needs done so that I can rest on Friday night into Saturday. And that's different. I get different answers when I ask that question than a checklist question. What needs done so that I can rest? And I do this when I head out of town. What's the point of the vacation? Oh, it's to not work. So therefore, what work needs done so that I can rest? If I want to rest and just be able to relax and not stress, I have to ask myself, what needs done so that, in this case for me, my 2.5 weeks off can be restful and not stressful? What do I need to do to accomplish that? And it changes how I prep. And it changes how I'm present during that time. It's an important question to me. So asking yourself that. And then if you are with other people, whether that's a partner or spouse, if you are going to be with friends or family, to the extent that you can have the conversation, ask them that too. What are your expectations? What do you want? When you're visiting family, a lot of times there's like, I just want to spend time with you. Great. That's great. We don't need complicated answers. Sometimes there's complicated answers, but other times it's just, yeah, this is just the info. There's nothing wrong with that. This is what would be nice. Cool. That is nice. Great. Love it. So that is my encouragement, is ask the question, involve anyone you can in that question. And it doesn't necessarily mean we're trying to get the exact same answer. It just means we want to know what everyone's hoping for. And anytime we can connect all that, great. If not, well, maybe there's something to work on, or there's ways to have some compromises. But ask the question. This is especially true if you own a business and you're trying to make a decision about when to rest, because most business owners can relate to the fact that nothing is ever done. There's always something to do. So what's the point of the vacation? Are you just wanting to keep working while you're on the beach? If that's okay with you, great. But I know a lot of people who tend towards workaholic mindset and they don't really rest. But I also know people who can work on vacation and really enjoy it, or they work during the day and then they hang out with their family in the evening still, or they're like, it's nice to be here with my family and I get to work on my computer or do something while I look at the beach, or I can take a break and be around family that I love, versus just being at the office. Great. It's not a judgment issue on my end. It's a issue of, are you doing what you need to do? Or are you sitting there the whole time being like, how should I? We don't want to be in our head about how to rest. We want to know, what am I doing? What is rest actually? What is the point of this time away in this vacation? Be really diligent, and that question might be hard to answer. But one of the ways you can know if you're doing this poorly is if at the end of your vacation and rest period, you feel bothered by how it went. You're like, man, I really shouldn't have been doing this, or I wish I wasn't doing that. Or while you're on vacation, you're like, oh, I didn't finish that thing, and don't let those create shame for you. But let them inform how you need to address this next time. So pay attention to them clearly. Let it go quickly, move on, but write it down and be like, this is what I didn't do and I need to do it next time. And I want to adjust this so the next vacation or the next rest period is more fruitful. And that's absolutely a habit that you can refine and get better at. It has learning seasons. As the business changes, you get married, have kids, things like that, life circumstances shift. It can shift, but you'll get better at knowing what you need even during the shifts. So just something to do and to think about during this season. And yeah, hopefully that offers some help. But that is it. As always, I know I'm sending this out to certain specific people, but this is also open to the world. So as always, comment how you approach rest. I am always curious to hear how people approach it, or if there's any questions about the topic. If there's any interpretation or thoughts, I'd love to hear about it. I will respond if you comment, or at least that will be my goal. So yeah, hopefully this is helpful. Ask questions if you got them, and yeah, I'll see y'all later.